There is a lot of traditional thinking across the sector. And I think the argument we always make is around diversity. It's around diversity of thought. And when you get a CEO or a leader in the moment, it is very hard for them to argue that diversity of thinking around a table and in a project isn't a good thing. So I think our recommendation is always to think about the makeup of your team and always to think about bringing in a diverse set of thinking. Now gender diversity, cultural diversity has been high on the agenda, but also sector diversity, functional diversity is now gaining prominence across the sector, which is a good thing. Yeah, I think it's very clear that organisations need to think about changing their culture. I think they need to develop a learning culture, a purpose-driven culture, and a collaborative culture. And I think, we do a lot of work with organisations to try to understand what their current culture is, and then the culture they want to try to head towards. And I think it's, I think gone are the days of the separate skunkworks type, innovation programs. I think it's very important now to make sure that the entire culture has, learning agility very, very high on the agenda, and are very purpose-driven and, drive high levels of collaboration. I think infrastructure companies are looking at outside sectors. They're looking at bringing in executives, bringing in ideas from other sectors. There's, if you look at resources, oil and gas, you look at manufacturing, there are innovative cultures and executives who are familiar with working in those sorts of cultures. So I think our advice to infrastructure companies is to be very open about bringing in executives from other sectors. Yeah, I think there's two key gaps we see in infrastructure companies. One is around conceptual and strategic thinking, and the second one is about true stakeholder management, complex stakeholder management. I think they're the two areas that the infrastructure sector hasn't done a good job necessarily of fostering. So I think the industry could take mid-career executives and give them a broader suite of experiences. So maybe second them into other industries, an MBA combined with moving into another sector, a diverse set of projects, and then having a path back to the original company, and they could benefit from that diverse experience and bring strong stakeholder management skills and strong conceptual thinking back to the role. I think the sector has a lot of executives who have very linear and homogenous careers, and I think one of the things we see in interviewing excellent senior executives is the stronger executives have had breadth.